Well, thank you all. Thank you all for being here and taking time. This is really, really fun that we have so many people come that we had to change venues because the governor's press room wasn't large enough. So thank you all very, very much for being here. I want to just give a special shout out to the mentoring groups that are here. 100 Black Men of Omaha, thank you. The big brothers and big sisters of Grand Island, Lincoln, and Omaha are here. International Council for Refugees and Immigrants of Omaha, Kids Can Community Center of Omaha, Partnership for Kids Omaha, Teammates, Coach Osborne's Teammates Mentoring Program statewide, the block in Lincoln, and then Mid-America Council, the Boy Scouts of America. So these are groups of people that have been making an incredible impact on our kids for years and years and years. So let's just give a big kudos and a shout out for all of these folks. We still have, well, we have a lot to learn until I take my last breath, but we messed up a little bit, so I'm very, very grateful to all the senators that took a recess day to be here. So Senator Sanders, Senator Wishart, Senator Von Gilleren, Senator Dorn, Senator Slama, Senator Holcroft, Linehan, Senator Kauth, Secretary of State Envin, and Joe Kelly is here, and Senator Brewer. Thank you all for being here. We're very, very grateful. Thank you. Let's give them a round. And I'll just try to be as brief about mentoring. You know, Coach Osborne, I told some of the guys, I said, you know how old I am? I'm so old, we didn't know what a mentor was when I was a kid. We were blessed to have people in our neighborhoods that made us throw bales and worked with us and figured things out. And then obviously coaches and teachers were the closest thing that we realized as mentors. And then I got lucky to be around Coach for 5 years, and he probably could tell stories about how immature this kid from Monroe, Nebraska was, but he still didn't give up on me, you know. And so Suzanne and I have been blessed to be a part of the mentoring programs for almost 30 years. Youth and Families for Christ in Columbus that started out at teen mentoring, and that changed our life forever. And then we've had the Teammates Mentoring Program in Columbus for 25 plus years, and been able to serve on coaches' boards. And it's incredible that we have so many people caring about our kids, because it's the one thing that we all agree on, that we never, ever give up on a kid. And the big goal today is to celebrate all the people that have committed so much in so many years. I've got to give a shout out. I met Marilyn Anderson. Marilyn, would you stand up? Marilyn Anderson's been a teammate since 1998. She can't keep track of how many kids she's been a part of. And maybe the beauty is just look at Marilyn's face. Look at the glow. Look at the glow. Look at the glow that she has because of giving. And maybe that's the big message that we want to get out statewide. My dad taught us there's two kinds of people. There's givers and takers. Be a giver. And the more that we can encourage all of us, all ages, to be a mentor. There is no skill required, and that's maybe the challenge. Sometimes we think we have to have some special skill. The skill is simple: show up. Just show up. Just show up. And every kid doesn't need a mentor, but every kid in Nebraska deserves a mentor. And so one of the goals, too, is to be able to make a push because of the fallout from the pandemic and masks, so that we make sure that no third grader is able to read proficiently. Who out there from the greatest generation that's retired can't go and engage in a school and start reading to first, second, and third graders and help them make sure that they can be proficient? So those are a couple things, and I guess the other thing that we're really excited about and hoping that the unicameral will support our budget of $5 million grant, a competitive grant to be able to help explode mentoring across the state so that we can help lift our kids up from every set of circumstances. So we're really excited about that. And the key would be that the mentoring group has 15 years or more in the program, and we're really proud of everything that Teammates Mentoring has done. We're 31 years young and have had an impact on thousands, and just like all the rest of the mentoring program. So with no further ado, let me introduce my mentor, Coach Osborne.
All these people stand here?
Yeah, we are.
All right. Well,
We got your back, Coach.
there you go. Well, thank you all for coming. And this represents a little switch for me because I used to tell the governor what to do. Now he tells me where to sit, what to say, and so on. So it's been a major shift. I want to talk to you a little bit about teammates, but I don't want all the different mentoring organizations here to feel that I'm just appealing for teammates. Because most of the things that I'll say apply to all of the organizations you see represented here. So, first of all, let me just say that this has been a difficult time for young people, particularly because of the pandemic. But over 36 years of coaching, I saw a lot of changes. When I started out, I'd say almost every young person we recruited was living under the same roof with both biological parents. Today, over half of our kids are growing up without both biological parents. As time went on, the messages kids were inundated by, social media, some of the music lyrics, TV, movies, and on, switched. And some of the messages they received today would not have been in the public domain 25, 30 years ago. So that's changed. And at the present time, very few people, young people, get through middle school without at some point having an opportunity to participate in some type of substance abuse. And that certainly has changed as well. So whatever support we can give would be important. And I guess in this room and in this particular building, people are always going to be concerned about cost effectiveness. I mean, if we're going to spend this money, does it make any difference? And so I'll just throw a few numbers at you and let you assimilate them. But the average graduation rate in Nebraska is about 85, 86% high school. In Teammates, it was 98%. So that difference of 11 or 12%, we mentored about 10,000 kids. So it's right around 100 kids that probably statistically would not have graduated otherwise. And the numbers tell us over the years and over the research that the average high school dropout will cost society about $300,000 in the course of their lifetime. That's aid-dependent children, it's food stamps, sometimes incarceration, sometimes substance abuse. And so if you multiply that out, 100 kids that would not have otherwise graduated times 30,000, that's $30 million. So we find that in our organization, the cost effectiveness, the return on investment is about 7, 8, 9 to 1, something like that, depending on the year. And I think most of these people that are standing here would have about the same story. So this is not a boondoggle. This is not a bad investment. This is an investment in the future, because the future of this state is our young people. If our young people can't carry it off, then bad things are going to happen. So Anyway, we appreciate your attendance. We've mentored over 45,000 kids to date without a single incident of abuse. And so we're very proud of that, too. So anyway, I'll step aside and turn it back over to a guy that recovered a fumble a long time ago. He always wants me to mention that because I was about to get fired. And he finally recovered a fumble against Oklahoma that kept me employed for a while. So,
I'm a little bit biased, but when you think of a Nebraskan who just keeps giving and giving and giving, and I think obviously Coach has a storied career that we could talk for 20 minutes or 30 minutes on, but I think one of the coolest things when you think about Coach, he said, you know, all the trophies, all the rings, none of that matters in the end. His legacy is mentoring, and his legacy is the ripple of all of the kids that have been touched by so many people. And so thank God for you and Nancy to have that calling in 1992. We're incredibly grateful. Your impact on making Nebraska what it is incredible, Coach. We've got a couple other people that we'd like to say a couple words. Melissa Mayle with Mentor Nebraska, Executive Director. Melissa, thank you.
Well, thanks, Governor, for having me follow Coach Osborne. I find that he does well in stealing my thunder. So, again, Melissa Mayo, I'm the Executive Director of Mentor Nebraska. Mentor Nebraska, if you don't know, is we really activate a cross-sector approach in getting folks involved in mentoring. And I know that it may be preaching to the choir today, but we want to talk about, kind of what is going on with young people today and how we can be involved. And I'm going to read something. I will not claim that these are my words, but I will credit that person at the end. But it is said that every generation is confronted with social issues that feel monumental and insurmountable. And this generation is no different. The question we must answer is this: how do we turn toward each other? Instead of thinking about what we can do to each other, we must think about what we can do for each other. How do we build bridges that lead to understanding, acceptance, and embracing our common humanity? That's where relationships come in. Relationships are at the center of progress and possibility. And this is the essence of mentoring. Mentoring brings people together. And I say this, again, not crediting myself. And I had to bring a little basketball into the mix because there's a lot of football folks in this room. But these are the words of the late, great civil rights activist, NBA great, and co-founder of our national mentoring movement, Bill Russell. So my heart is full looking out into this audience. We have folks here from mentoring programs. We have probably a few mentees in here, whether you're young at heart or you're young in age. And I know that this is what we're talking about today means that you will be joined by others in our mentoring movement. So thank you for being here and being that voice for our mentoring sector. So our call to action is quite simple, is join Nebraska's mentoring movement. Get involved. We know that you see all the folks behind me that represent programs from across our state, and there are young people that are on waiting lists waiting for a mentor. So I ask of you, join us. It's really easy to get involved. It's easy to search. You can join us by going to mentornebraska.org, where you'll find mentoring opportunities from across the state, including, of course, teammates. So thank you.
Thank you, Melissa, for all your work, and obviously your heart's bubbling over, so we're really, really excited about it. Next is Des Moines Adams. Des Moines and I have been brothers a long time because we got to wear the helmet for Coach, and Des Moines is CEO of Teammates and has been a part of the Teammates Mentoring Program for lots of years. Des Moines, thanks for being here.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you, Governor Pillen, for your support, your leadership, and just for really seeing that mentoring matters. With Teammates, it is our mission to impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. We are currently serving around 8,500 students that are involved with Teammates. However, we have around 1,500 students in this state that are on waiting lists in our local programs. We have always valued our partnerships with school districts and community, but we're very grateful for this partnership with Mentor Nebraska and all other mentoring organizations so that we can serve more students. We realize that not one organization can help close this gap to provide more students with hope, and we all know that hope leads to engagement. We all know that hope increases one's emotional intelligence. It also increases their sense of well-being, and it also impacts a student's attendance, grades, and behavior. So teamwork is what makes the dream work. And as we all work together as a team here to serve, our ask, as Melissa mentioned, is that we need more people to use their role to be positive role models for our young people. What they see is what they get. And if we truly want this next generation to be leaders instead of followers, we need to show them leadership. We need to provide that model for them. We need to help them to understand what it takes to be a winner in this game called life. Because every single day, students will receive bad news, or they may get tackled with things that are out of their control. And they either have the choice to quit and give up, or to understand what it means to be resilient and get back up. Sometimes it takes that cheerleader or that fan or someone to believe in them, to see something that they didn't see, their potential. And we all have a common issue with shared beliefs here. All of the mentoring organizations here, the mentors that are here that are currently serving, remember, you are the best recruiters for more mentors. But for those that are listening, we ask that you join this movement, that you help us to help our young people to understand the importance of education, the importance of reading, the importance of making ethical decisions, but most importantly, the importance of hope. Because hope is the greatest indicator of one's academic success, and it also improves the quality of their life. So to all my fellow mentoring organizations, I'm excited to get to work, but the best things in life are not things. The best things in life are people. And it's the people that are here, the people that are listening. We need you to be a part of this movement so that we can help more young people reach their full potential through mentoring. Thank you.
Thank you, Des Moines. That's awesome. Last, Jason Jackson, from the director of our Department of Administrative Services, and I think Jason's got something that's going to get a good challenge going. Come on up, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Pillen. I appreciate it. I'm Jason Jackson, the director of the Department of Administrative Services within state government. I'm honored to follow this lineup of speakers. I know we're talking about youth mentorship. I'm standing over here thinking, geez, I would love to have any of these people as my mentor. Just an honor to be a part of this esteemed group of leaders. As I begin my remarks, I'm here to talk about what we're going to be doing in state government to support leadership. But before I do, I feel I should clarify we really have a sense of team in state government, and so we call our teammates, or our colleagues and our coworkers teammates. And I know Teammates is a very prominent organization in youth mentoring, and so just know that as I'm talking about teammates, I'm referring to my colleagues in state government. But what I really wanted to share this afternoon is that Governor Pillen's leadership in youth mentoring extends into state government. And what he's challenged all of our leaders to do throughout our organization is do everything in our power to enable our state teammates to participate and volunteer with their preferred mentor organization in their community. Fortunately, yeah, that's a round of applause, absolutely. Fortunately, we already have the infrastructure in place. In 2019, Colonel Brewer introduced and the legislature passed LB 511. And Coach Osborne supported that bill as well. And what that bill did is it enables state teammates to modify their work schedules so that they can volunteer in their communities as youth mentors. And so what we're excited to announce today is that Governor Pillen, at his direction, is we are relaunching our Teammate Youth Mentorship Initiative in state government. And what that will enable us to do, and what we're going to be encouraging leaders across the state to support, is that state government employees, our teammates, can work with their agency leadership to modify their work schedules so that they can volunteer with the youth mentorship organization of their choice in their community. Additionally, the Department of Administrative Services will be creating recognition opportunities for our state teammates so that we can recognize those who are giving back through youth mentorship. Across state government, we have 16,000 teammates, all of whom have very diverse experiences, widely varied life, professional, and educational circumstances. But what unites them all is they all have servant hearts, and they've all chosen a career of public service, which really makes them the ideal people to step forward in our community as youth mentors. And I know our state government teammates are eager to rise to the challenge and answer the governor's call to serve as youth mentors in their community. So to conclude, I just want to thank Governor Pillen, sir, for your leadership in youth mentorship generally, but particularly extending our state teammates the opportunity to serve as youth mentors. Thank you, Governor.
So Jason knows that I have a problem, that I don't have a lot of patience. So I'm thinking that by 5 o'clock this afternoon, that 10%, that 1,500 gap will be closed in, and we'll have those mentors covered. Want to say thank you to Senator Brewer so that that legislation, so there can be flexibility so teammates can. And I want to give a shout out to Kenny Zoller, who works with most of the senators, that heads up our policy research office. Their whole team committed 100%. They become mentors. So we want to challenge everybody to be able to step up and encourage our peers, our colleagues to get in the game, and the skill set is show up. So maybe with that, I think we want to make sure that we sign a proclamation. January was National Mentoring Month. February is Nebraska's Mentoring Month. In February, we put the pedal to the metal and really get out and engage in our communities to get as many people. And mentors are the greatest recruiters because you know hand in hand just what an incredible return. I think every mentor, every one of us that have done it, it's a 10-to-1 return. When you volunteer and when you give to kids, you get 10 times more than you ever thought you'd give. And we just got to tell that story more and more and help people get over the hump. So let me, with any further ado, I'm not very good at these yet, but I'm going to try my best. It is my intent to inspire Nebraskans of all ages and backgrounds to become mentors. And whereas many organizations across Nebraska facilitate mentoring programs which serve thousands of youth, providing them with enriching and nurturing relationships through schools, extracurricular activities, youth groups, associations, clubs, and other avenues. And whereas the need for mentors has never been greater. And whereas Nebraska team members have a role to play in mentoring our youth and are eligible to participate in the state employee youth mentor programs relative to following the necessary guidelines. And I, Governor Jim Pillen, am making mentoring a key focus of our team. I intend for the state to identify and partner with existing mentoring programs to increase their opportunities. I, Jim Pillen, Governor of the great state of Nebraska, do by here proclaim the month of February as Nebraska Mentoring Month. Awesome. Well, let me close by saying thanks to everybody for being here. Let's all go out and get a whole bunch more people in the game. Let's grow it, and make it happen only the way Nebraska can. God bless you all for being here. God bless the great state of Nebraska. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Melissa. Thanks for being here. Thank you.